What's going on, guys? It is Tony and Cesare from Lomo Paintball, and we had a comment from Marius on YouTube what he misses most about classic paintball versus modern, so we're going to have a quick little discussion about that. Got it, Mark?
And why? Because who's the best source for discussions about the best things about paintball?
That would be
LomoPaintball.com.
You already know. So, okay, Marius kind of bringing things he misses about classic versus the modern today. So I've got an old school vet here.
Basically back in the day, we didn't have electronic guns. I mean,
he's shooting like old school auto mags, auto cockers, stuff like that.
I mean, everything started in the pump world.
That's also true. Your nail spot. We're going way back.
I mean, you're talking, but let's just get into like
he had to avoid the dinosaurs.
You know, you had the autococker era, you had the automag era, you know, but before that, you had the PMI 3s, you had the Titmans, you know, the 68 specials.
100%. You had all that stuff that was really considered old school and classic back when he was just a young buck. I don't even know if I was born yet.
No, you were born. I mean, I was only, 18, 19 years old.
So what do you, obviously you grew up, you've built autocockers, you've won professional events. You've been around the game since the late 80s, mid 80s?
I started playing in 87. I got into the actual business side of it in 89. But back then, we were still playing pump when I started playing.
Okay, so speaking of the classic stuff, you started in the woods, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything was in the woods. You know, basically you're just playing in bush.
In the bush, you're behind sticks, you're behind trees, you're behind all that stuff. So reverting back to the initial question, what do you miss most? You started out, obviously, playing like, you know, say your beginning of your old school career, pro 10-man. You guys played in the woods.
The more tactical side of it, physically taking a group of like 3 or 4 and you moving and flanking on the side of the field.
In the woods.
Yeah. I mean, that is like, that's why it's all going back to 10-man.
I was just
That's why the 10-man resurgence is come back.
It's been revived now, so it went from the woods, and then we were doing like hyperball, and then airball, and okay, now it's all fast paced. Things are moving towards electronics, getting away from the autocockers and automags. Now we're going electronic.
Correct, and so that's why paintball has 2 sides of it. You've got the game, and then you have the sport. You know what I'm saying? You've got 2 sides of it.
Well, tell me, what is it?
Well, the game is what's physically played in the woods.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? That's the game side.
Now there's you have athletes out there.
You have sports side of it. That's where the X-ball comes in. That's where all the air bunkers. That's where your set arena comes in. Where you have a set arena. That's what the NXL.
Correct.
What are they called now?
What do you mean?
The actual title.
The National X-Ball League or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God! Why am I going brain?
Speedball?
No, like NXL's title name now is, Paintball League.
MLPB.
Yeah.
Major League Paintball.
Yeah, it's
that's
Major League Paintball now. Yeah, that's the actual sport.
We're going from the woods, now we're going to the hyperball, into the airball now, obviously. So what do you miss most about going into the woods? Just the tactical...
Yeah, physically, you have to walk the fields. You literally have to walk the fields. You got to pick, okay, this brush pile can shoot this angle and through this set of trees, and then don't hit that stick. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. You can't hit that branch. When you were walking fields back in the day, we were taking branches and getting them out of the way because it was for a lane. It was.
And nowadays, you've got the pro athletes out there in the NXL doing the same thing, walking the field, but just at different airball angles. You're not worried about the sticks and the brush pile and all that stuff now. So the old school stuff is, very cool. But now it's coming full circle all over again with the resurgence of the 10-man, the revival of the mechanical stuff, and all that. So, would you rather shoot a cocker now or pick up one of these fancy electronic guns that everyone's shooting these days?
I'd probably shoot a cocker still.
Fair.
I mean, even though I have a hybrid mechanical Ether 3 EMAC, any of those hybrid guns that can shoot faster but I still like the flat accuracy of a cocker.
It's a closed bolt system.
Correct.
Yeah, so I mean, that's going to be hard to beat out there. I think the original comment going back to that was he missed Marius
gear.
on YouTube. He made he missed tinkering with I think that was on the Lazarus valve install that you did, and he just missed kind of the components of building it. Now you buy a gun these days straight out of the box, throw some batteries in it, and go and shoot it.
Correct.
You don't have to do all the tinkering and hours of tech work to it.
You don't have to, but it can be done. I mean, you can make these guns. You can fine tune every marker that's built. I mean, yeah, they shoot great out of the box, but that's why they make Indy race cars.
For sure. Oh yeah.
I mean, there's that's why they have Daytona
rebuilding the engines and adding this and adding that. I mean, all sorts of.
They are
things.
stock cars to a limit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So, and that's why we do. That's why we have the Ultimate EMAC. That's why we have all these packages for the next tinker that wants to build a gun up.
Yeah, going to the next level. So kind of a little touching on that. So going from the woods, Hyperball to the NXL Speedball. I'm talking the original NXL. You were around when they were shooting. The pros were shooting full auto,
15 balls a second. I mean, uncapped semi-auto. I mean, we had breakouts that were just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking
cheater boards and all.
500.
You weren't the only team though.
No, there was 500 balls in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, literally at a breakout.
Oh,
just
100%.
Boom.
100%. And nobody got hit. It was a miracle.
No, they got hit.
I don't know if flags are being thrown back then or not, but
and back in the day, people were getting overshot they were going out of style.
Well,
I mean,
and now
you
people get overshot. They want to cry, and the refs
and they want to throw
flags.
penalties, and they want to do this, boo hoo, bah. I mean, come on, seriously.
He's saying y'all are getting soft out there. That's what he's saying.
No, we got soft.
We got soft. Yeah,
they
paintball was. I feel like it's the Detroit Lions built on grit, baby.
Yeah.
And now he shot me 2 extra times, and ref, where's my flag? You grew up if you didn't walk off with an extra 15 on you, you I don't know if you were doing it right way.
Well, back in the day, I mean, 300 feet per second was a true 300 feet per second.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, if you were shooting Detroit 300, I mean, you weren't playing paintball.
What were you doing?
Where were you at? If you weren't shooting Detroit 300, where were you at?
Yeah, I feel you. Oh yeah, no, it's a different game these days. But so, would you rather play in the woods or would you rather play current X-ball?
Oh, probably in the woods.
Probably in the woods.
I can't. My body can't handle the X-ball.
Mark, you can't handle the X-ball these days.
Look at what happened to me 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. He hurt himself. He dove into Doritos, hurt his back. He's getting old on us.
I mean, it's
long story.
Realistically, you'd probably have more fun in the woods these days than you would on X-ball.
Yeah, I've had my days there for sure.
But no, I'm just saying, think about it.
Oh, for sure. It's more of a relaxed state per se. You're not.
And your set of mind is not as competitive. Yeah, it's a competitive sport playing 10-man, but it's not as competitive as X-ball.
Oh, 100%. You got, depending on if you're in true X-ball or the rotational system, you only got so many minutes on the clock to get your team back out there and start off the break. You're playing 10-man, you're waiting around for an hour in between each game, right?
Yeah, and especially in 10-man or 5-man format in the woods, all I need is maybe 1 or 2 guys, and I can go down the field.
1 or 2 guys. He needs 1 or 2 more athletic and younger players
to go down the field.
Let's say that.
And I can physically, pawn them. I can, we can go down the field on a wire
with good communication.
Yeah, I mean,
say, hey Travis or hey whoever, make the next move.
Even us 3, Mark, yourself, and us. I mean, we can make a move.
Mark, you ready?
Let's
Get
go.
back in the game, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
At home.
But that's what I'm saying is the old school paintball is a lot more adaptable for people than X-ball.
Well,
it's a great sport.
For sure.
Don't get me wrong. It's a great sport. But since I grew up in that era, and you played it a lot too. I mean, remember Almont days?
Oh, yeah. A long time ago.
I mean, come on.
Many moons ago. I like the thing before we close this video out is that
Why are we talking about closing? Let's just keep talking about it.
Well, I have one question too before we end. So
okay, I'm going to say that these newer players that have only known the X-ball, the speedball, airball side of paintball, with the resurgence of 10-man and these classical mechanical events, they're learning how the paintball originally was. They're learning to play in hyperball. They're learning to go in the woods and put together a good game plan. That's not just, hey, we've got our airball bunkers, we have our set designation here. Now these new players are getting out there. They're learning how it started.
About new players. If you get the opportunity to play woods ball, play in the woods, tree walk, Just use the actual foliage as your cover. Use the branches as your cover. You will get better at X-ball. I get that you want to play X-ball every weekend.
That's
but
fast.
Play
It's
in the
exciting.
freaking woods. You will get better.
That's how we all started, playing in the
I'm
woods,
telling
and then
you.
it graduated.
Yeah, but you will get a better player. By
100%,
playing, you
yeah.
will become better.
Well, you got an airball bunker that's this big. If you need to stay alive behind a tree that's only this wide, you'll figure it out.
Trust me, I've hidden behind small trees, and people are like, "How the heck did I not shoot you?"
He hid behind a small tree, Mark?
Yeah, I can hide behind Tony.
Let's not test that theory. But, Mark, okay, so what were you going to say?
All right, so Caesar kind of fed into what I was going to ask. The current state of paintball as a whole,
Yeah.
is it more attractive to new players, or was it more attractive back in the 90s to new players? Like, do you think we're still attracting a healthy batch of people? And if we're not, what should we change to make it more enticing to get little Billy out there?
I think it's going well because they brought it back, like I said, full circle in the beginning of the video. Like, they have the wood stuff now again, where years, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, they didn't. It was only like, this is X-ball and this is what paintball is now. Yeah, of course you could go to the local fields and get a private party.
They're all in the woods. They're not playing on the airball fields.
No, but I'm saying we have
Private
both
parties.
now. They brought it back.
Yeah.
They
But,
brought it back.
But actual paintball people do get to play in the woods at a local field before they play the airball fields.
That's what gets them hooked.
That's what gets them hooked, is the actual speed of the game. Is basically what you're asking, Mark, is how they get hooked. So what is happening more? Yes, they get to go play one time at a private party, birthday party, whatever. But then they're like, oh my God, I want something faster. So they jump on the airball field, they jump on a hyperball field, and all of a sudden their adrenaline went from whoop to there.
Yeah, because now everything's really, really fast paced, and you gotta, if you're not quick with snap shooting or laning, or you're gonna get shot right out the field.
Correct.
Compared to crawling through the woods and making it a slower paced style game. So, I think, well, Mark's like, would you change anything? No, you're gonna start off like you said at your birthday party. You're gonna get excited. Wow, that was really fun. I had an adrenaline rush. How do I take it to the next level? What next gear should I buy to be able to compete in the airball or NXL or whatever you guys want to play? But yeah,
I mean,
if you get hooked and then you go on.
If anything can happen, is they need more concentration on helping field owners build fields and grow the sport.
Yeah, like
at the entry level.
True promotion. Yeah, really getting new players to try, getting little Johnny to host his 11th or 12th birthday party out at their field location. Getting sponsored ads on Facebook, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
getting people to the park to enjoy and love the sport, and then go on from there.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's all I got.
I mean, is that good enough answer? I don't know, Mark.
I don't know if there is a right answer, but I like the input. So you guys let us know in the comments what you think can be done to grow the sport. I always say invite a friend and be kind to each other, because if there's nobody to shoot at, you got nobody to play with.
I like that. That's a good one.
And if there's anybody that has any suggestions for like a conversational video like this, leave it in the comment as well. I mean, I'd like to talk about what people want to know.
He's got a lot of years of experience. He's been around, like I said, he's played pro. He's won pro events back in the day, and he's done all sorts of things from woods to X-ball, baby.
And you got to get to him before the dementia sets in and we lose all that
exactly
knowledge.
Right. And it's Tony, and of course, it is LomoPaintball.com.
.com.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya.